Today I'm going to show you exactly how one AI agent runs this entire campground. This AI handles over 300 customer calls per day, and it sounds so human that it's able to answer questions like, can I make a booking? What rooms are available? Can you send me a booking link? What are the prices for my stay? The craziest part is that this works 24/7, which means that there's no more wait time for customers, and the support team got reduced from 4 people all the way down to only 1, which means that the company saves over 6 figures a year. Now, if that sounds scary, it's probably because it is. So to help you prepare, I'm first of all going to show you a live demo of this AI. Second, I'm going to show you how it's actually working under the hood. And third, you're going to see how much money and time this could save your company in 2026. If you are new to the channel, then welcome. My name's Leo. We've helped small businesses all the way up to 8-figure companies use AI the right way and see these crazy results. If you feel like your business is being left behind in the AI wave, make sure to use the first link down below to book a free AI consultation call. It's free for the first 3 people that book, so I hope to see you in there, and now let's dive into the live demo.
Welcome to How Can I Help You Today?
Yeah, I was just wondering if I could book a stay, but I have a question beforehand. My camper van
Sure.
is 8 meters long. Is that too long, or is that okay?
Your 8-meter camper van is perfectly fine since the maximum length for camper vans here is 9 meters. So you're good to go. Would you like to proceed with booking your stay?
Yeah, can I bring my dog though? Is it pet friendly as well?
Yes, pets are welcome on tent and camper van spots, but not in chalets.
Okay.
So you can bring
Yeah,
your
well then
dog
let's go
along.
ahead with the camper van spot. That would be great.
Great. Let's get started on your booking. When would you like to check in and check out?
Might be a little short notice. Maybe from the 12th to the 15th this month.
All right, so that's from the 12th to the 15th this month. How many people will be staying?
Just 2.
Got it. For 2 people. You'd like a camper van spot, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, just a moment. I'll quickly check out system. Unfortunately, the dates from the 12th to the 15th aren't available. But we do have a camper van spot from the 13th to the 16th for you. It's 377 euros. Does that work for you?
Actually, that's not bad. That's fine. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that.
Okay, great. I'm just sending you a booking link to your phone. Please check if you receive it. Perfect. I just sent you a booking link. Let me know if you've received it. You can complete the booking from there. Anything else I can assist you with?
No, I just got the link. Very cool. No, thanks. That was great.
Awesome. I'm glad I could help. Have a fantastic stay with us. Feel free to reach out if you need anything else.
Okay,
Have
thank
a
you.
great day. Okay.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Alright, so how cool was that? Right, let me actually quickly text myself that link so I can show you here on the big screen. Alright, cool. So here it is. As you can see, it's got the right dates already pre-filled in the link. It's just not just a generic website link. This is actually everything in there. Parking space from the 13th to the 16th. 2 guests, 377 euros. Perfect. How cool is that? Yeah. So I don't really know much more I can say to this other than it's pretty cool. I mean, I do this stuff full time, but it still amazes me how good it actually is. I think what will be interesting for you, in a moment I'm going to show you which softwares we use and all that as well, but I think first let me show you some of the results. So how much money and time can you actually expect to save from this? So just so you know, this is accurate data, but it's not the real company data, and I've also blurred out the names and all that so that I don't leak any data I'm not supposed to share. But basically when the call ends, what we do is we send a little piece of code to this dashboard, which tells us this is the phone number that called. Once again, also just different phone numbers to protect privacy, but this is the phone number that called. Then we have the time that it called and also the category. You can see the categories up here. You can see 89% bookings. We have 10% what was it? Yeah, 0.2% cancellations, 10% were just questions. And it's really cool because you can also click on these and expand them and then see the details, which is quite cool. Once again, I'm going to have to blur out the phone numbers. I'm going to have to blur out these details, unfortunately, but I hope you get the idea. Now, what I can show you is this. And once again, this is a 12-month outlook. So this is basically what the company would save every single year. Once again, also, these aren't the exact numbers that this company saved, just in case you recognize them somehow, but they're very close. So just for reference, they got around 300 calls every single day. And instead of paying a human to do those 300 calls, we paid an AI. So what we did is over the year, they got around 100,000 phone calls. We spent about $28,000 on the AI. So it's basically the salary of one, not actually that well paid human. And then the time saved, this is the cool part, it saved them over 7,000 hours this year and $141,000 in human labor costs, just by having an AI on the phone. This is pretty cool. Right? I hope the results speak for themselves. And this isn't like abnormal by any means, right? Of course, if you have a larger company, you're going to save more. If you have a smaller company, you might only save 40,000 a year, right? But it's still great, and the customers love it because an AI can handle about, by default, 10 phone calls simultaneously. You can increase this to up to 1,000, but the bottom line is there's no more wait time. Right? Like there's no more wait time, instant access 24/7. And of course, you make a bunch more bookings as well, right? If you don't miss the calls. Haven't even factored that into this. So the bookings will also increase naturally. Yeah, very, very cool. Now, for those people who are interested in the tech, I can walk you through more in depth on how this works. If you're a business owner and curious on how we can do this for your business, there's a link down below to book a free call. I hope to see you there and we can discuss how this would look for your company. So for the technical side, we're using two softwares. We're using Vappy, which is the voice agent, and then also N8N, which is where we build all the workflows. And I'm going to try and walk you through this so that it still stays a bit interesting. I won't get too technical, because I can't actually show you all of this because it would leak some data I'm not allowed to share, but also because I don't think the details are so interesting. In Vappy, the coolest thing to understand is that we have an AI. And this AI, as you can see, we have a few statistics here. It's about 11 cents per minute to run at a latency of about 1 second. Those two are great values to be at. We've chosen the model OpenAI 4.1. This is my favorite model to use for these voice agents. And then we can also choose the voice, right? There's tons of different providers in here, different voices, male, female, English, Spanish, French, whatever you want. Then we have a transcriber, which actually transcribes the text that you basically speak into the phone, turns it into text that the AI can understand. And then what I want to show you is the prompt. So in the prompt, we basically told it, first of all, you don't know anything or can't help with anything except for what's defined in the prompt. And that just helps a lot with hallucinations, right? It helps a ton because this way, it basically resets itself. It knows I'm stupid. And from that stupid baseline, we build on top of the things that we actually want it to know, which doesn't remove all hallucinations. That's done through hours and hours and hours of just testing it. Genuinely, we test leads per language, about 20 hours of calling just to make sure it's fine. So if you have something that runs on 3 languages, that's 60 hours of just sitting there talking to this thing, making sure it doesn't break. So they are very robust once done. And we basically told it this is where you work, this is the current date and time, which is also important for a booking because I only said the 12th of this month, right? If it didn't know what the current date was, it might think we're still back in 2023. So that's always an important touch. Then we go into the agent role. So we tell it for answering questions, use the information tool. What the information tool is basically we send a little bit of code into this workflow, which then receives the question, and we put that into another AI model, which is in this case Gemini. And you saw this run in the demo because the reason why we outsource this to a second AI module is because we don't want to overload this one. This one's already tasked with maintaining a natural conversation, choosing when to book the right dates, and so on. So we want to outsource as much as possible away from the AI, which means that it's just a lot more robust. And as you can see in here, we basically put the question. This would be the question that arrives, right? And then I've put some information in here with like a question answer pairs, right? So what languages are spoken at the camp? I've just chosen an imaginary campground name here. and English, French, and German is spoken, right? And the AI can basically then answer this question, and this AI model then sends the information back to our first AI, which can then speak the answer. Can also transfer the call at any point in case there's a problem to a human. And then there's the check availability flow. So we tell it very specifically, if the customer wants to book a stay, ask the questions, when do you want to stay, how many people, which spot do you want, right? Then repeat it back to them, and only then you're allowed to use the tool check availability, right? And check availability sends information down here. Now this switch module decides, are we using the check availability or the booking link function? In this case, it's using what's loaded up right here is the booking link, but if it uses the check availability, it would go up this path, check availability in their system. If it's not available, then it goes down here and searches for alternatives, right? And then presents the alternatives. But if it is available, it's just going to say, yep, that'll be 500 euros. Shall I send you the link, right? If it uses the booking link function, it once again checks for availability just to make sure that in the time where they were speaking, nothing went wrong, right? So just before it makes the booking, it actually triple checks, right? If it's not available, it tells them, but if it is available, we use a service called SMS API to send a text message with the link to the customer's phone that they're just calling from. And the cool part here is that in the link, in the URL, you can put things like the number of guests and the dates, and that way we get a pre-filled URL link, right? Which is pretty cool. So yeah, it'll send that and then let this AI know, I've sent the link, please check if it's there, and then the person can complete the booking on their phone. Yeah, and then there's little things like how it's supposed to sound with words like this is how you're supposed to pronounce numbers and so on. And that's just little tricks that you learn over time. So yeah, this is basically how the AI works, how it's able to do real world things. And the main principle here is that we don't have one AI doing everything, but we have one AI which does the main conversation, and it then outsources tasks like checking for availability or questions into other AI models or workflows, which means that you can actually spread the responsibility and make this thing very, very robust. Great, so I hope you learned something new. If so, then make sure to comment if you have any ideas what this could also do, something that I may have forgotten. And yeah, I hope you learned something. I really enjoy making this content for you, so I appreciate you sticking around, and I will see you in the next video.